The first one is from Artem Maximov. What a sweet name. That's a very cool name. Damn. Artem Maximov. Oh my God. Come on, play. Artem Maximov. All right, sometimes you got to refresh these for whatever reason.
Hey, James. First of all, thank you for the community outreach and the continued content.
No problem. Absolutely.
Enjoying the pace of videos a lot.
Pace of videos. Pace of videos, a.k.a. 1 or 2 videos a day. I mean, are you kidding me? Pace of videos high. I'm glad y'all appreciate that. I don't plan on stopping either. I don't plan on stopping. So at least 1 video, sometimes 2 videos, definitely during the season. How about a buzzball review? I just cold sweated. I just gagged a little bit. I mean, hard to even fathom something worse than a buzzball. Kubiak's interview? Okay. We'll do that after the voice messages. Solid shout.
My question is a little bit broader than just American football overall, but we're seeing a pretty large increase in the use of statistics and analytics and quote-unquote underlying factors that are supposed to be predictors for future stats. You see this a lot in like baseball with things like FIP, fielding and pitching being a better predictor of future ERA than past ERA and stuff like that. And then now in in European football, soccer, whatever you want to call it, you're getting like expected goals based on where people are taking their shots from and stuff like that.
Yep.
How long do you think it is before American football gets the kind of things like that, where you're going to try to get some underlying metrics to predict future success? You're kind of already getting there with pass rush win rate and stuff like that, trying to predict sacks. But where do you think that will head in the future? How will it expand going?
Great question. It's something we talked about quite a bit. I think the analytics, for some reason, the NFL has been really, really slow. And I think it's because we still have a lot of the old guard coaches, guys like Mike McCarthy. You know, we've seen kind of the same people getting reshuffled with the coaches. And a lot of them are that, you know, run on first down, take the points, punt, you know, field position, kick the field goal, don't go for 2 unless you have to. Like, that mindset was most of the coaches, you know. And then we saw a shift. We saw the shift of the Sean McVays and the Kyle Shanahans and the Mike McDaniels and the Kevin O'Connells, and now we're seeing the shift continue with Bobby Slowick and Ben Johnson. And Bobby Slowick and Zach Robinson, as a matter of fact, the Atlanta Falcons offensive coordinator, both of them worked at PFF. Not guest contributors, not wrote articles there, not were on their TV shows. They worked there. They got their checks there. They were all into data analytics. So if we get those kind of coaches, that's just going to push it more and more. I think this year, next year, I think a couple of years ago is when it really started. John Harbaugh, coaches like that started to say, look, we are doing things a little different on 2-point conversions. We're doing a little things different on 4th down. Like, we are using analytics. We have coaches, we have assistants, we have groups in the booth in our facilities that are running the, you know, for lack of a better term, they're running the game theory. They're running all that, and we're going to try and play at an optimal, the numbers here. Like, our percentages are going to be baked into the decisions we make. We're not going to kick an extra point because of momentum, or we're not going to kick an extra point because of, you know, the team vibes or any of that stuff. You know, like, we're going to, just like you're playing blackjack. And I've said this a million times, but if you've got a hand of blackjack and you can either have 5 MIT, quantitative researchers behind you running numbers, or you can have some guy from the 1970s who's betting with his gut. Like, who are you going to be more confident in asking what to do? You're going to want to know what the numbers are. You're going to want to know what the percentages are. And I think the NFL is the same way. I think it's heading towards that. And it's so crazy because you can tell who is doing it and who's not. As far as coaches, as far as analysts, as far as, you know, the people on ESPN and Fox Sports or whatever. But man, is it bad. Man, is it bad. We talked about it in yesterday's video. We talked about how yards per play is more important than points per game. And I had a ton of people in the comments. You can go look in that video. A ton of people in the comments could not grasp it. And what were they saying? They were saying your yards per play can be sky high, but the only thing that matters is how many points you have compared to your opponent. And it's like that's the old school mentality that keeps football stuck in the Stone Ages. You throw the ball on first down, incomplete. What do 90% of coaches do? Run the ball on second down. Sweet. Now it's 3rd and 8. Cool. Like, awesome. Thank you. That was fantastic. Right? Like, you're down 14. And I see Pretty Boy Schwan in the chat, so I know he's going to get this. You're down 14 late, you score. How many coaches kick the extra point? How many coaches go for 2? It's obviously right to go for 2. It is the easiest math in the world. You have a 50% chance of success. You get 2 chances. Why wouldn't you do the 50% chance of success twice if that means winning the game? Right? But coaches are just in that old school world of don't take the risk, don't do anything out of the box. So that was a really, really good question. I could talk about the analytics side of football, and I'll tell you this too, guys. This is just a little sidebar. If you want to start thinking about the games like this, and you want to start getting away from passing yards per game being the driving factor of who the best quarterback is, listen to sports betting podcasts. Go to sports betting websites like vsin.com, VSIN, read their articles and all of that, because that's what they care about. And if the best bettors in the world are betting millions of dollars and they care about whatever random analytic is the analytic of the day, if they care about that, but Max Kellerman and Stephen A. Smith, who don't even watch the games, are trying to tell you that passing yards per game or QBR matters, you're going to be way better off going with the gamblers. QBR is a fake stat? Yes, it is. QBR is a fake stat created by ESPN to give ESPN some kind of like credence or something to grade quarterbacks. But it is a fake stat. QBR is ridiculous. Yes. Thank you very much. That was an unreal question. I mean, that was really, really, really good from Artem. Great question. Great question. All right, next up, Hurricane Mike. Who, Lord have mercy. Hurricane Mike is Hurricane Mike drops messages, and we appreciate that. And I'll tell you this: Hurricane Mike is about to take us for a ride. Okay, Hurricane Mike drops bombs. This is going to be a Category 5 right here. This got me thinking. I think it would be very cool to do some watch-alongs during the season. 100%. Yeah, Crafty, we'll be doing. My plan is to do watch-alongs with most of the road games, most of the away games, and then some like primetime games, just non-Saints games, just on doing what you're talking about, just kind of breaking everything down. See Green Bay last year, exactly. All right, let's strap in, ladies and gentlemen. Strap in, because Hurricane Mike is about to bring it. Now, let me refresh here.
Hey, James. I have a question for you as fellow Saints fans.
All right.
Let's say the Saints go 10-7, right?
Okay. Let me write this down.
But let's say
right, Saints
the
are 10-7.
offense, right,
okay,
is way better, like way astronomically better.
Okay, astronomically better
than what it was last season, right?
Okay.
And then we get those 10 wins that we improved by a game or so.
Okay. Yep.
Do you see the Saints, if the defense remains the same, do you see the Saints promoting Clint Kubiak, the head coach? Or do you think he's going to stay an offensive coordinator, or somebody else is going to pick him up and we're going to have to do the search again? Do you think we should just make him the head coach if our offense is great, or just keep him? Let me know.
Good problem to have, first of all. If the offense is so good that other teams want Clint Kubiak, good problem to have. Enter the Houston Texans. Enter the Detroit Lions. Okay? We see it all the time. Now, if we're 10-7, Dennis Allen's not getting fired. Okay? And he's definitely not doing the old shuffle where Dennis Allen will be the DC and Kubiak will be the head coach. And we don't even know if Kubiak wants to be the head coach. Similar to Ben Johnson. Ben Johnson could have had Ben Johnson was, at one point, they were saying he was going to be like a $15 million a year head coach. He turned everything down. How true is that? Who knows? But he turned it all down to be an OC again. Sometimes these OCs just want to be OCs. You know, they want to build up their offense. They like the situation they're in. They want to see it through a couple of years and then go be a head coach, right? So this isn't Madden, all right? It's not as simple as good OC equals head coach. Like, it's not a 1 year. It shouldn't be a 1 year thing. It shouldn't be you're an OC for 1 year and then boom, now you're a head coach. It does happen, but it shouldn't be like that. Now, so the two answers to this question is, if we're 10-7, will we fire Dennis Allen if the offense is really good? No. That wouldn't make any sense because Dennis Allen is a defensive coach. In my opinion, he's the best defensive mind in the NFL. No doubt about it, top 5. So if you fire him, you have to go get a defensive coach. So why would you fire arguably the best defensive coach to then go get a lesser defensive coach? Why would you handicap yourself for no reason, right? Kubiak, on the other side, could he potentially get head coaching offers if our offense is really good? Yeah. But it's a good problem to have. So thank you, Hurricane Mike. On a category, Hurricane Mike cat scale, I would say that was probably a cat 3. The cat 5 was the question when he called in and talked about shoving chopsticks places that chopsticks should never be. That was 2 weeks ago, last week. Someone double check me. Or don't. Next up, Alvin. Here we go. Could be Alvin Kamara. We could be hearing the contract negotiations live on stream right here. I just gotta refresh every video. What's going on here? What's going on?
Hey James. What's the hey? How's it going? Hope
What's
you're
up,
having a
Alvin?
good day.
Yep.
I wanted to ask you, what's your thoughts? I'm thinking about getting a jersey soon. I'm trying to decide. I'm gonna get like a young, A.T. Perry or Kendrick Miller. Which one do you think I should get? Which one do you think is gonna stay here longer and have a bigger impact? Not necessarily this year, but in the future.
Great question and an important question. Jersey selection. Okay. Whose jersey would you buy? Let me know in chat. I'm not really a jersey kind of hombre, right? But what I would do if I was Alvin is I would buy a Talise Fuaga jersey. Then I would I would make it like a shimmy shirt. I make it like a little half shirt, right? Cut off, stomach hanging out. Then I would go down to my local tattoo shop and back that up, I would get on a plane and I would go to Hawaii. I would go to the Big Island and I would get the Samoan tribal tattoo. That's what I would do. And I would become Us. And I would acknowledge the tribal chief. And then I would wear my Talise Fuaga cutoff jersey with my new and probably horribly infected Samoan tribal tattoo, and I would show that off during the games. That's what I would do. So I would not get an A.T. Perry jersey. I would not get a Kendra Miller jersey. I would do the double jersey cutoff tattoo Samoan combo. That's what I would do. What are we thinking here? Jerseys limit crown intake? 100%. 100%. Can't let loose when there's a chance. Yeah, I mean, exactly. If you're wearing a jersey, you're telling people I'm good to go. If you're wearing a jersey, you're telling people I can get on the field. If you're wearing a jersey, you're telling people I got reps in me. If you are eating 4 dome dogs and drinking 2 Bloody Marys and 4 or 5, or who the hell even knows, Crown and Sprites, you're doing the opposite. Okay? You're 7 drinks and 4 hot dogs deep. You don't have reps in you. You're too far gone to help anybody on the offensive side or the defensive side. So why are you wearing a jersey? Okay? I think if you wear a jersey, you should have to wear cleats. Right? You should have to wear knee braces, gloves. Do you have a visor on? If the answer is no, take the jersey off. Okay? Hope no Samoans are in. Whoa, Jack. If you're on the island and you acknowledge the tribal chief, you are Samoan. If if you're there and once you acknowledge the tribal chief, bam, you're Samoan. Easy. The Ooze special, Hunter. The Ooze special, yeah. Yes. Get them all. Even if I don't know if Burley D is still in here. Burley D, biggest Pelicans fan I know, and that's saying something. Biggest Pelicans fan you know should be like just a free trip to Shutter Island. But he's got some of the worst jerseys I've ever seen. Najee Marshall, Isaiah Thomas Pelicans jersey. Never even played for the Pelicans. Just some of the most disrespectful jerseys ever seen. So let that be a lesson. Let that be a lesson of how dangerous it can be to get the wrong jersey. Herb Jones, yeah. All right, good job, Alvin. Thank you. Next up, John Jernigan. Here we go. It gets me every time.
Hey, James, this is John from Amarillo. Hey, man, I just wanted to tell you that I love your content. Yeah, it's great. It's highly
Amarillo, Texas, John? Is that Amarillo, Texas? If so, the birthplace of Terry Funk.
enjoyable. But one question I do have is, you make a lot of comments about working out and deadlifts and overhead presses, which are two of the most brutal to do. But
never wrong to be strong, ladies and gentlemen. Never wrong to be strong.
What program do you enjoy?
Good question, John. I recently, probably the last year, 2 years, I've really been into the conjugate system from West Side Barbell. John, there he is in chat. Thank you very much for the question. I love. I've been doing the conjugate system. That's probably where I've had the most gains, I guess. I like it because it mixes things up, mixes the lifts up. I also like to incorporate some specialty lifts that Eric Bugenhagen on his YouTube kind of got me into, as far as like Zercher squats and behind the back deadlifts and things like that. So that's kind of what I'm doing right now.
What program do you use? Are you a conjugate guy? Are you a West Side?
Yes.
Barbell?
There you go. I guess I answered the question a little early.
Starting strength, Mark Ripito. There's a lot of them. So I was just curious. You bodybuilding, powerlifting. Anyway, just wanted to know.
I would say less of like the aesthetic, like the bodybuilding side of things, more of like deadlift, squat, bench, try and get those numbers up, max out every, you know how conjugate works. But that's more my style. I like it. It's fun. I couldn't go in there if I was going in there and doing 3 sets of 10 and never moving up or never chasing anything. I don't think I would like it as much. Good question though, John. I like that. I like the mix. I like the mix of the sports questions, the non-sports questions. So I love to hear that. Very nice. Dig listening to you. Great job, bro. Thank you, Ken. Thank you, man. This is fun. I love these live sessions. I've said it before. But live is the easiest. Live is my favorite way to do this. Like obviously we do recorded videos because it's the most efficient way. But if I had it the way I wanted it, I would be live every day. I would do bands and chains for life. Oh yeah, John. There you go. Yeah, that's West Side, baby. Yeah, bands and chains, man. Get some Zercher, do some Zercher squats, John. Throw those in. You'll enjoy that. I enjoy your Madden 24 content. Always can't wait to watch it. Ooh, Grudy, thank you, man. Appreciate that. Yeah, we missed this Sunday. We usually have episodes Sunday and Monday. We missed them. I had a commitment, but we'll be back. We'll be back this weekend with more of season 3 of the Madden. So if you're not familiar, go to James Skrmetta Madden franchise on YouTube. We're in our 3rd season with the Saints, showing how I would run an NFL team. All right. I powerlifted a swamp burger and a hot sausage burger from the swamp room yesterday. I'm very proud. You are a portical hamburger away, my friend. Are we getting Southern Miss Dynasty? We are 100% playing college football 25. That will be on the Madden channel. And we're just going to let the coaching carousel, take us. 100%. Wherever it ends up. If I end up at UTSA and then I go to, Coastal Carolina and then I go to Tennessee and then I go to whatever. The coaching carousel will guide us. What was your biggest dog you won with the NFL last year, or longest shot you won with? I'll give you a couple feels bad, man, Will. I was second. I had D'Amico Ryans. If PBS is still in the chat, he'll know the number. Had D'Amico Ryans, coach of the year, at like 9-1, 10-1 or something like that, maybe even more. He got second place. Had Victor Wembanyama to get defensive player of the year at like 40 or 50-1. That got second place. I had Colin Morikawa to win last week's golf tournament at 14-1. He got second place. I had the San Francisco 49ers at like 20-1 when Trey Lance got hurt and Brock Purdy's first year starting. They lost in the NFC title game to the Eagles on like the 5th, and they had like their 5th string quarterback. I think Christian McCaffrey was playing quarterback. So I haven't hit a great long shot yet, but man, I've been really 8-1 on D'Amico, 8-1 on D'Amico Ryans. We lost by 1 vote. That was a fat ticket too. What green screen do you use? Hilariously hilarious. I like that name. This is from Elgato. So the Elgato green screen is, I've used a ton of green screens. I've used like felt sheets. I've used, like stuff from photography groups or departments or whatever. The Elgato green screen, it is by far the best green screen I've ever used, and it's so simple to set up and set down. You can take it anywhere. It's kind of expensive, but it's well worth it. Well worth it. I would 100%. Another idea, get a bunch of folks from the community into one big dynasty where they each pick their own teams and run it. Ooh, okay. Not sure logistics. Well, like Dr. Disrespect says, Crafty, I don't do logistics. I just do statistics, baby. 22-1 on an F1 race. Woo. That's nice. The Bengals, I had the Bengals last year late in the season. They might have been close to 20-1. And the next game is when Joe Burrow shattered his wrist. So that was cool. That was sweet. Last year, the only dog I hit last year was we had the Ravens to win the division at a decent price. It was like 2-1. But that's nothing to write home about. All right, last voice message by Will, and then we will react to Clint Kubiak's interview from the boy Eduardo. So let's see what Will has to say. The Willennium, 7 seconds. This is a quick one. Damn. 7 seconds. Whew. You get divorced for that. Here we go.
I thought Speak Pipe was a joke, James. Anyway, love your work, man. Keep it up.
That voice sounded very familiar. It sounded like an actor. I'm trying to think who the actor was. Man, that sounded just like an actor, just like hit me. Damn, let me hear that again.
I thought Speak Pipe was a joke, James. Anyway, love your work, man. Keep it up.
I appreciate that, Will. I appreciate that. SpeakPipe is not a joke. SpeakPipe is I don't even know, I just randomly found this website, but SpeakPipe is the easiest way to do this. I mean, it's the easiest way to do voice messages or whatever, and it works. We do it every week. So we're just going to keep doing it. So yeah, if you want your voice heard, go to speakpipe.com. I have the link in all the descriptions of my videos, and leave a message and we'll react to it.